welcome back to the channel. It's the 5th of April. We're taking a look at the PNG USD this morning. Pangolin / the United States dollar drop into here on the daily chart. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin at the end of this video. We're also going to take a look at the S&P 500. We had a very ugly day, and I believe a very important day, a change in sentiment here for the stock market. And we'll drop over to Bitcoin like I had mentioned and share a couple thoughts there. Taking a look at PNG, guys, a couple things. We have some new levels to discuss. I want to welcome all of the new subscribers. Appreciate all of the current, new, and viewers. PNG here. So we have a couple things going on. I want to talk about a head and shoulders. So we're going to talk about some downside stuff here this morning, the 5th of April. So we have this left shoulder, we have this head here, and then we have this potential right shoulder here forming. Head and shoulders take from the neckline here. You take the depth of this, the head, and then you would add that lower and give you some lower targets for a bearish breakdown. So let's talk about some lower targets here for PNG. There's of course no guarantee these will be hit, but they aren't too far away from where the current market is. And if Bitcoin breaks lower, guys, we could easily see PNG down at these price levels. So for starters, we have one right below the market, not too much further, down there at 41,277. So it's in white here on the chart. Potential area of support if the price starts to break lower, and starts to break to the bottom range of the right shoulder forming here. The price for that is 41,277. It's in white right here. Below that, we also have another new level that was not in the last PNG video. 37,890 right here. 37,890. What is that going to look like from a percentage to the downside? So you're at about a 9.5%, takes you down to 41,277, and then 3890 is going to put you down about 16, almost 17% to the downside. And these areas are potential support areas. So as price breaks lower, let's say price does break lower, we should stop at these areas for a period of time. A period of time, guys, can be short-lived. It can be a couple hours, it can be a day, and then the markets can continue their trend lower. So once again, 41,277, 37,890 are those new areas here for Pangolin. I also want to talk about higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, and lower lows before we move on to a different asset here. So taking us back to the 20th of March, we have a move higher here. We have a higher high put in on the 24th of March. We have a higher low on the 26th. We have another higher high on the 29th. We get a little pullback here, and then we rally up again to a lower high on the 31st. We pull back once again here to a lower low on the 3rd of April, which was 2 days ago. And now we're moving up here. We might have seen another lower high yesterday, the 4th of April. And then what could follow, we might see it today. We'll see PNG down 3.79% is a lower low. And that would take us down to 41,277 or even lower, 37,890. So things are looking like they're in the changing phase here. There's no guaranteed, but judging by what the stock market did yesterday, and then, like I said, we're going to go over to Bitcoin at the end of this video, so hang in for that. We could be ready here for a move lower. I'm not saying a crash by any means, but some kind of a correction to the downside. You could also argue that we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, and still this is a higher low because we didn't undercut the 26th of March low. So it kind of depends how you look at it, but it does look like sentiment or the chart here is really starting to change to the downside. So if we start to see a break lower, we just talked about the two levels, 41, 277, 37, 890 is what I will be watching for some support, similar to what we got, back in here. Markets move down, and then you see support. Like I said, this level was not here before this video, but as you can tell looking back, that price area means something as the markets were finding support there before I had it on my chart. So 41, 277, 37, 890 to the downside. And then it would be great to not undercut the low over here on the 20th, which was 35. That would still keep us within this consolidation, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, guys. And there's always a chance that this is the low and we actually pop to the upside. Maybe some news comes out for the cryptocurrency markets for Pangolin and we get a pop to the upside. If that's the case, 52,400 is our first target above the market. And then above that, we have 65. If we get a pop up to 65, that is going to give us a higher high above the 31st, as well as over here on the 29th of March. So that would be very good for this chart, for this trend here, and Pangolin, of course. So anyways, that's kind of what's going on and what I see here on the PNG chart. No crazy price predictions to the downside, no crazy price predictions to the upside, just kind of what's going on, what to watch for, price levels right around the market. Yeah, let's take a look over at Bitcoin. And then we're going to drop over into the SPX. SPX got hit hard yesterday. One of many things that got hit hard yesterday. Why are we taking a look at Bitcoin? Because it's important. Bitcoin has a huge weight on what the rest of the markets do. So Bitcoin right now, we have so far a lower high that took place on the 27th. We traded sideways at resistance at 71,335. We rolled over. We found support down here at 64,375. And we rallied up. Yesterday was a nice day for Bitcoin, 3.85%, 2,500 bucks. So far, we actually closed below 68,748, one of my levels here. And then today we find ourselves below that as well. What is concerning is it looks like we're getting a change in trend as well for Bitcoin. So we have the higher low, we have a lower high. So far, this is a higher low. Looks like we just printed a lower high yesterday, and the leg that can follow this, which would be a lower low, can be nasty, guys. It can be bad. It can be big and red. So heads up. I don't, no guarantee it's going to happen, but just be prepared if it starts to play out. And that would be pretty much undercutting the lows down there at like 64,375, this level. And then continuing on here, it can happen quick. So we'll see what happens here. This could be just a rounding top here, and it's, very close to creating that right leg down and breaking down, putting in lower lows. Once again, lower lows if we undercut that. So we'll see. We've had a very good rally here. We could be in a larger correction phase than some might think, and I think we saw that really start to gain some headway yesterday in the in the U.S. stock market. So for the downside, before we wrap this video up, like I said, we have right now we're at resistance at 68,748. That's this purple line on the chart. So above that, let's say we rally here, that would be great. 71,335 is resistance. Look at all these days here. The 1st, 31st, 30th, 29th, 28th, and so on, resistance here. So it's an important level, 71,335. We are currently at, right now, 68,748. Below that, 66.32 for support. The lows, putting in a lower low would be taking us below 64,375. And then we have this major low here on the 20th. Next level there would be 62,206 3/4. And then above that, where we've topped out so far, 73,494. So let's see what happens here with Bitcoin. Hopefully we get a pop higher, but my feeling is we're going to start to see some more downside action here. And potentially this is just the beginning. So, hey, time will tell. Just watching the markets every day. Today could end bullish. I do not know, just watching the levels. We're going to take a look at the SPX here. So as of yesterday, we are flat the markets. So the futures markets, we were long the S&P micro futures for a very long time here. A very large portion of this trend higher, we were long the micro S&P 500 futures. A lot of you probably don't trade the futures. If you're interested, I'll do more videos on it. Yesterday was a nasty, nasty day. We have basically a double top here yesterday. Basically like an island top here. So we gapped up, then we gapped down, leaving this trading action here. They call it like an island top. Yesterday we created a lower high. We undercut the lows and we undercut the high. We took out the highs and the lows from the previous day and closed very, very low and also put in a lower high. This is a extremely bearish candle. Can the markets recover from here and continue its rally? Well, of course they could. If you put that on that risk scale I talk about, you have bearish to the left, bullish to the right, and neutral. The odds are well below the neutral that this market just rallies from here. After yesterday's price action, considering the island top here, the lower high, just a warning, I don't think this rally is going to continue from here, and that's why we got flat. The S&Ps yesterday took a very nice trade, just under an 8% trade on the S&P 500 micro futures. So just a warning here, the stock market could be flashing a little warning. And like I said, that could carry over into the cryptocurrency markets. And like I said, Bitcoin could be ready to put in a lower low, just like we saw here yesterday. We have also a lower low taking out some pretty major areas. Guys, not to scare you, but just keep things in check. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and do so. Appreciate it. All links down below does help support the channel. Let me know your thoughts on Pangolin, Bitcoin, the U.S. stock market. Take care.